What's up, guys? Welcome back. Karl-Anthony Towns is looking like an MVP player, and that has been shown as the Kia MVP ladder has Karl-Anthony Towns as one of the top 5 in the MVP race, and we are going to talk about this on Knicks Digest Happy Hour because we were back. Guys, it's good to be back. We took a week off for the holidays as I just continually adjust the screen. But it's all good. We're grinding it out. We're figuring this thing all out. Also, I realize I do have my green screen on, and I hate my green screen. So we're about to see this disappear in just a second. So let's jump into it, guys. Karl-Anthony Towns this season has been having, well, his best season of his NBA career. 9 years in, the man looks like an MVP candidate. He's doing everything right, and it's now being shown as the Kia MVP ladder has Karl-Anthony Towns at 5th overall on the MVP scale. This came after he was not really being seen at all, despite the fact that he's putting up 25 points per game along with 13 rebounds and shooting nearly 50% from deep. And now he is absolutely balling out. Matt, Dariel, good to have you all back. We were going to have a 4th guest, but we decided to not do that at all because sometimes we just don't need guests. Sometimes we have to do this the way we do things. So, guys, Karl-Anthony Towns is balling out. I'm curious what you guys are thinking about this. What are your guys' thoughts? We liking this? We happy? How we doing? Dude. Yeah, it's 6:06, so
Sometimes fades in the playoffs. He's a habitual fader in the playoffs.
No, I understand why you're not that excited that he's in the MVP conversation because whether it's Jalen Brunson or Karl-Anthony Towns, the looking at the MVP ladder, it's a win to be on the ladder in terms of MVP voting because they're not going to win it. We know they're not going to win it over a Giannis, over a Luka. So that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is I agree what they do in the playoffs, but we can't ignore the fact that Karl-Anthony Towns is playing better than anyone on this panel thought that he was going to. We thought that he was going to come in and be a foul machine. We thought the rim protection was going to be more than suspect. We thought it was going to be just straight up bad, which it was for the first couple of games. Then Thibodeau kind of got it locked down, did it a lot better, got some defense being played. Maybe play Hukporti here to help it out. But you can see over this winning streak, I know we've beat up on some really bad teams from the East, like Charlotte twice and some other bad teams. But the Knicks are really finding their stride here, and it's looking really good. And I know Karl-Anthony Towns, right now, the points are a lot higher now than they will be in the playoffs. I understand that. Everyone that pays attention to what Karl-Anthony Towns does understands that. But I'm excited that he's fit this offense like a glove. And it's exciting also to see Mikal Bridges coming along. His jump shot that Chris ridiculed in the offseason doesn't look as bad as we thought it could have.
Yeah,
And now
really did.
he's looking like he fits on the team as well.
Listen, man, it's cool. Like, I, I know I'm a Debbie Downer, but I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh my God, Cat has turned the corner. Oh my God, like you guys were all wrong about Cat. Like I'm definitely not gonna do that. I'm just like I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him, but I'm not gonna go crazy. So that's my take on it.
Chris?
Look, I think we're seeing a different kind of Karl-Anthony Towns though than what we've seen over the last couple seasons. We're seeing a guy who is embracing contact and going in there and getting chippy and is getting this New York mentality, it feels like, where he's just absolutely been awesome this season for the New York Knicks. We've seen it constantly now that Karl-Anthony Towns is just not afraid of contact whatsoever. And in turn, what we've seen is Karl-Anthony Towns go out there, and we've seen him play very good basketball night after night after night. For 12 games into the season, he was shooting 50% from three. That's insane. Like, to have a guy who could do that and then is also not afraid of contact in the paint, is going up against Jokic and is demolishing him, is going up against the 76ers and plays Embiid off the court. We're seeing a different version of Karl-Anthony Towns because Towns understands that playing for Tom Thibodeau is different than playing for someone else. You need to be gritty. You need to give it everything you have. And if you don't, what's going to happen is Tibbs is not going to be cool with that. So, like, we're just in this situation now where I think Karl-Anthony Towns is just an absolutely phenomenal player. I think what he's been up to has been awesome. I really think that this looks more sustainable than it's been in a long time. And as Charlie Knicks mentioned, the Knicks are heating up. And a lot of that, I mean, Jalen Brunson is back to being Jalen Brunson. This team's 5-out system has been killing it. It's the first time in Karl-Anthony Towns' life that he's been able to play in a 5-out system. We're seeing that he likes contact. If it's in a one-on-one setting, he'll attack the paint more. The problem is sometimes the Knicks forget how to shoot this season, but it's very few and far between now that that's happening. Josh Hart's shooting has been good. It's been better than usual. And I love what we're seeing out of the New York Knicks as a whole. I think they've been great this season. I think the slow start, if you want to call it that, at being 500 isn't surprising at all. When you have a new team, you have multiple different guys starting. Remember, Josh Hart was not really a starter last season. So you have 3 new starters on this team, and one of the guys who isn't the new starter was traded for halfway through last season. It's about figuring it out. It's about cohesion, and this team is learning how to play together very quickly, and they're learning that they like playing together. And they play through Jalen Brunson, and Karl-Anthony Towns is learning how to do that, how to play with an elite point guard for the first time in his career. And it's completely changed the way that he's played. Playing at center is clearly beneficial for him when it comes to just offense in a general sense. It's about figuring out this defense, and that's something that I'm honestly not that worried about because there's been a lot of hatred about Mikal Bridges' defense, but it's just factually untrue based off the numbers, especially in recent games. Mikal Bridges has been holding the guys he's been defending to bad shooting nights, and we're seeing the Knicks benefit so much off of it that I love what I'm seeing from the Knicks in general. And I think Karl-Anthony Towns, without him, this team would not have as good of a record. We've seen him carry them on offense. We've seen him rarely not show up. The man deserves to be in these MVP conversations.
Yo, Chris, I think in the beginning of the video you mentioned their schedule. So I actually want to go through the schedule and look at Cat's play. So let's start off against that loss on November 23rd at Utah. So they lost 121-106. The Knicks definitely should have won that game. But Cap had 16 points, 16 rebounds. He was 6 of 19 from the field and 1 of 9 from three-point line. The next game, Denver, it was a win. He played really good, 30 points, 15 rebounds, 12 of 15 from the floor, and he only took two three-pointers, which I love to see. The next game against Dallas, they lost. He had 25 points, 14 rebounds, 7 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three-pointers. Again, I love to see the low three-point shots. And then after the loss against Dallas, this is where the schedule gets a little iffy. So Charlotte, a win. New Orleans, a win. Orlando, a win. And Charlotte, again, last night, a win. Orlando is the only team in that conversation where you could look at and be like, they're a respectable team, even though we ended up smacking them. That was definitely a surprise how badly we just how the game was over pretty much by like the second quarter. That was a surprise. Um, I hate to say it, but like their schedule has been favorable, and you're only able to play who's in front of you. Um, but look at the bigs that Charlotte that Cat's going up against. Charlotte, he's going up against Nick Richards. Orlando, he's going up against Mo Wagner. New Orleans Pelicans. I don't. Missy is his last name. I don't even know his full name.
Yeah, Eves Missy, first round pick out of Baylor.
Exactly. He's Missy, their big man right now, and New Orleans is just riddled with injuries, so I get that. But like you also got to look at the opponents that you're facing, and Cat has definitely it's been a favorable schedule for Cat. And I'm not saying that Cat doesn't deserve to be in the MVP conversations. It's just I don't know, man. I don't like seeing fool's gold, honestly. And
When
I
you're
know we
one of the
haven't
best players in the NBA, most schedules are favorable for you. Like, how many
so,
guys
and you're
are
one
there
of the
who-
best players in the NBA. So you're
Yeah.
saying Cat is one of the best players in the NBA
this season?
this season. Where let's talk about it. Where would you have him? Top 10? Top 15?
I mean, he's objectively a top 3 center in the NBA this season. Jokic is number 1. He's going to win MVP. If he doesn't, that's just
Cat's
nuts.
probably number 2 because Embiid is just not playing. So Cat's number 2 right
It's
now.
Towns or Davis. Like, it's
Uh,
Towns or AD, and outside of that, there's not other centers. I mean, I feel
Matt,
like
what do you think? My bad, Chris.
No, I feel like I'm blatantly forgetting someone. I don't think there's any power forwards that are better than him, but I feel like I'm just completely forgetting someone.
Well, are we considering Giannis a power forward? Because you
Yep,
can't
that's
say
who it is. That's who
you
it is.
can't
I
say
knew it.
yeah, you can't say there's no power forward better. And
Yeah,
then
I knew I was forgetting someone.
I was trying to figure out what
That
position you were
Giannis
classifying him as. But Dariel, when you're talking about the schedule, the beginning of the year, we lost to the Bulls. We played the Nets close twice. Those are bad teams that the Knicks played poorly against. Now when we're playing bad teams, we play a lot better versus them. I feel like, yes, we're not here overreacting saying they're going to win the championship or anything because they're beating up on these bad teams. But what I think me and Chris are saying here is that you can see game to game like more cohesion between the players and the team. And it looks like they're just by playing together, it looks like the team is playing better. So I understand the score doesn't matter, like what the score is. And every single Charlotte level team needs to be a win. When you're a team with championship aspirations like the New York Knicks are, every single game like that has to be a win. I understand that just winning the game it's not successful. It's just the par for the course for what needs to happen on that night. But I really feel like you've seen improvements from especially Mikal Bridges. He's been the number one guy who I've seen improvement from over the course of the year because in the beginning of the year, we were getting so many comments in these live streams about how we lost the trade, got fleeced in the deal, how he wasn't working out. But now the guys are really settling down. They're playing better, and you can see that they are playing better even if they're playing against worse teams.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. We as a Knicks fan, we haven't had anything to celebrate in forever. And the moment we see something good, we just gravitate towards it and we just ride it so hard, pause, that like we become just we make these crazy assumptions. So now Cat is playing well, and now I'm seeing people on Twitter talking about we're going to the finals, we're going to the championship, and it's like, yo, slow down, bro. Like first we need to see Cat play well in the playoffs in order for us to believe that. And all these numbers are great. It's just regular season. I just want everybody to slow down. We could say the same thing about Tyler Kolek. Tyler Kolek had a great summer league, and then everybody's like, "Yo, he should have a starting spot in the starting rotation." It's like, what are we talking about?
Dariel, you might have been living away from New York City for too long. That's what happens in the New York media. That's what happens. It's always the next best thing, dude. Every time there's something new, everyone goes over to that. Like that's how it works. You can't say I'm wrong.
That, man.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. We need to slow our roll.
You can love it or hate it, but it's here and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Yo, Cat, going back to the whole Cat best player in the league. Chris, you brought up Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is averaging 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, compared to Cat's 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Also, Anthony Davis is arguably the best defender in the NBA, so there's that also.
Field goal percentages, Cat is averaging 53% from the field, where, wow, Anthony Davis is averaging the same. Three-pointers, Anthony Davis is averaging 35%, where Cat is averaging 45. So Cat obviously has the lead in there. Cat is averaging 5 3-point attempts to Anthony Davis's 2. So the volume is definitely in favor of Cat. Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say Cat is definitely the second best big in the league behind Jokic right now.
Yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
we're happy to have him, dude. He's been going off scoring wise.
he's been going off on offense in general, and yeah, the defense isn't good, but it's never been good, and it's a matter of just figuring out how you're going to work that out. And there's ways.
Eastern Conference too.
There's
Sorry
that
to say.
also.
The Eastern Conference is actually an embarrassment. I don't understand how it's as bad as it is. I looked it up 3 days ago. The records of every single Western team against the Eastern Conference. I believe there was one team that was not at least one game above 500, which is insane because the Eastern Conference is a joke. We understand it's a joke, but they still have the best two teams in the league right now. Boston and the Cavaliers are playing like the best team in basketball right now. I understand that's definitely going to change come playoff time, but right now you can't say they're not one of the best teams. 20-3.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're 20-1 versus every team not named the Atlanta Hawks. Like, that's pretty impressive. So the Eastern Conference, the top of it's good. I understand the bottom of it's really bad, but the top of it, they got dogs.
Yeah, and look, as I just adjust myself in my chair, I think what it comes down to is, yeah, the Western Conference is better, but I don't care. Knicks are in the East.
I'm glad we only have to play one of them in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, the Cavs aren't going to make it that far. I think if the Cavs get an unfavorable matchup, they could lose in round one. But also, something funny about the Eastern Conference is the Pacers suck, which is just fun.
I've noticed that, aren't they? I think they're 9-14.
Yeah,
I just love seeing it. I mean,
right now they're in 10th spot.
I will say, I feel terrible for Tyrese Halliburton. The Pacers made him come back on a hamstring injury, and he has not been the same since. I mean, the guy was.
Is he still dealing with that hamstring injury? No,
Probably.
Right?
He
always dealing with an injury.
Like low-key, probably playing.
I mean,
through
Pascal
it.
Siakam's been straight up awful, and they just gave him a ton of money in the summer.
Chris, you said at the beginning of the season, you said that they're not gonna make the play-in tournament.
No, I said they're going to be a play-in team.
They're going to be a playing team. Okay. Right now, you are looking like Nostradamus because they are in the 10th spot. I think they'll turn it around. Listen, man, I'm calling it right now. Yeah, I'm calling it right now. NBA Finals, mark it down. If you watch Inside the NBA, Matt, if you want to be Ernie Johnson, get a Post-it, write down my claim, post it on the refrigerator door of whatever, your kitchen, whatever.
I'll be Shaq. I'll just fall a bunch.
Facts.
I'll just
I got
trip.
OKC in the finals against my heart, of course, says the Knicks, but my mind, OKC versus the Boston Celtics in the finals.
Look, also
write it down, baby.
Okay, all right, we're not writing down the number one favorite versus number two favorite, so like we can forget about the fridge. My fridge is
No
for
hot
like
takes.
it's for success stories, not the favorites doing favorite things.
True,
oh yeah,
true,
but the thing
true,
they
true.
do when they hang the prediction cards.
Yeah.
Well, something
Now,
that Charlie Knicks mentioned, it's our pinned comment right now, is I'm also running the comment section. So anyone who's watching this, if you see the Knicks Digest comments, that is me. I'm on my phone right here. I had to flex. But he mentioned that it's crazy that every team plays their best when the Knicks play them. And it's for sure a key into this, why the Knicks are going out there and they're playing these close games and they're maybe not having as good of a record as a team like the Cavs, who I stand by. I think the Knicks are better than and are going to go farther than in the playoffs. And if the two teams got matched up, I think the Knicks would win. Now, shout out to Darius Garland for beating the bad defender allegations. Guy was an atrocious defender for a while and completely turned that around. The way he navigates pick and rolls has been beautiful this season. The man's been very good. I do not think they have enough on-ball defense. It's just Dean Wade and Darius being all right. And Evan Mobley's good everywhere, but it feels like the lack of shooting is going to end up biting them. And
Listen, man, Donovan Mitchell is their best player. Enough said, bro. Donovan Mitchell is their best player. What are we going to see from him time and time again? He's going to go ghost in the playoffs like he always does, bro.
well,
I'm
he
sorry
plays
to
great
say
in
that.
the playoffs. It's his teams fall apart.
I mean, true, he does put up 50-point games, but like your best player, you need more of him than just being an offensive weapon. Like me personally, I want my best player to be able to make his teammates better around him. And does Donovan Mitchell do that in the playoffs? We haven't seen that. So
Yeah. Something I also will mention is I forgot what I was gonna say. Not even kidding. Completely forgot. No, but it's like essentially what we're seeing. Good night. You know what about the cat? I don't know.
Yeah, what is this man on, bro? What is this man on? Someone take this kid's White Claw away from him.
Dude, had like 5 sips and my brain's just shut off for the night. It's because I'm in my pajamas right now.
All right, Chris.
yeah.
Chris,
Matt.
we need defense. When's Mitchell Robinson coming back?
January. I'm actually gonna do a
January
video
what?
on that
January
tomorrow.
what?
Random prediction, January 8th. I almost said January 6th, but that felt a little too political. So
wait, what's the rumor? What's the report? I know it says 2025, but did it say middle of January, end of January? Does anybody know?
it was December to January when it initially happened, and I've stood by. I think it's going to be January because the Knicks, their whole thing is Mitch is not playing until he's 100% healthy. The Knicks will not let Mitchell Robinson play because they let him come back injured. You pointed that out literally the first game that he came back against the Spurs when Brunson had 61 points. And the Knicks lost. Wemby went for like 40 and something and like 20, and then Brunson had 60 points. And Matt and I were at a Drake concert, and
Mitch?
you mentioned Dariel. You're like, no, Mitch is clearly hurt. Like you said
No,
it, you
Mitch,
texted
yeah.
me, and we were talking about it, and I pulled up the game on my phone, and it was pretty clear he was moving gingerly. So Mitch coming back injured, then Embiid hurting him further, it definitely took a toll on the comeback and all that. So now the Knicks just want a fully healthy version of Mitch, so he's probably not going to suffer a re-injury, or the chances of him suffering a re-injury go down. So my guess is going to be early to middle January, because the Knicks do not care if Mitchell Robinson plays 30 games in the season. They care if he plays in the playoffs. That's what matters. This doesn't matter. The Knicks are going to make the playoffs without Mitchell Robinson, and you just need time for him to get warmed up, get comfortable jumping for offensive rebounds and blocks again, and getting in the flow of the game and understanding how to play with a new team. And once they get that down, it's going to be – the Knicks are going to get much better. The rim protection is going to show up. It's going to get way, way better than it is now, because there hasn't been a lot. Jericho Sims' rim protection has been solid, but Thibodeau played him all 3 minutes last game, and he's overplaying the starters.
God.
which
Can
is
we
just
talk about Jericho Sims' appearance last night? The 3 minutes? Jesus
Big
Christ.
Jerry.
Golly, man. My man looked like Precious Achiuwa out there. Can't catch the ball, turning the ball over. Like, he almost, oh my God, bro. I literally, the words that came out of my mouth when I was like, oh no, Jericho, no, man. Coach Tibbs is giving you an opportunity, and now you're just completely fumbling it, bro.
We need Hukporti to not be a rookie anymore. So whatever he needs to do to get to cheat his birth certificate or cheat his draft card, he cannot be a rookie, because Thibodeau needs to have as little excuses as possible to play that man, because he is definitely better than Jericho Sims.
He's nervous as hell, bro. That has to be the explanation. Like, he's always just like looking at the sideline, making sure that he's doing everything right. It reminds me of me. No, Jericho. It reminds me of me being a freshman on my college team. Like, I was just like playing to not make a mistake. And then I just had the epiphany, like, yo, forget this, man. I'm just playing basketball. That's what Jericho needs to do, man.
Especially
and cut his hair
too,
too,
not
bro.
make a mistake. You gotta make a mistake.
Cut that afro, bro. Golly, man. Get more aerodynamic.
Dude, so do you guys want to know the plan for Hukporti? Because I think I figured it out.
Always.
So essentially, Hukporti is someone who the Knicks love. Remember, when the Knicks drafted Deuce, he hardly played. In his rookie year, that was the season when everyone... It wasn't the COVID season, it was the season right after the COVID season. So that was the year when everyone kept missing games because of COVID, like restrictions and stuff. So like Damian Dotson played a game on the Knicks that season after being gone for 3 years. And there were so many, like Kiefer Sykes was in the NBA doing his thing from 3 for like 15 games. And
That was a made-up name.
it's 2K generated. But it was that season, and Deuce got to start a point guard a game in Houston, and he put up like 20-something points and looked real good. And everyone's like, why is Deuce not playing? What's going on here? And the short answer was, well, Emmanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson exist. So the Knicks had Deuce sitting on the bench. The next year after that, half the year after that, Emmanuel Quickley gets traded. Deuce doesn't play very well for his first week. The Knicks sign him to a very cheap contract extension. They start playing Deuce. Deuce is now on one of the biggest bargain contracts in the NBA. Kind of sounds like what they're doing with Hukporti here. So, next season, Mitchell Robinson will be in the final year of his contract. He'll be in a contract year. Leon Rose did not draft Mitchell Robinson. He did not acquire Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is the one standing player from the Steve Mills era. Everyone else Leon has gotten rid of. Slowly but surely, everyone else. There was Mitch and there was Julius at the end, and now Julius is gone. Mitch is the last one standing. The New York Knicks in 2026 have 3 free agents. Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges. 2 of them were acquired by Leon Rose. 2 of them are Jalen Brunson's, 2 of his best friends. The other one's neither of those things. I don't think the New York Knicks have any plans of re-signing Mitchell Robinson in 2026. What I do think is that the Knicks have plans for Mitchell Robinson this season to play him and to use him as an elite rim protector that he is and the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. And then next season, when he's on an expiring deal, and the Knicks have a young guy in Hukporti who's waiting to play, has shown promise as a rim protector, has shown that he's clearly got something to work with. It kind of feels like the Knicks are going to be getting ready to trade Mitchell Robinson next season. And then once that happens, what we're going to see is we're going to see Hukporti come in next season. And right when he starts getting minutes, the Knicks are going to sign him to a bargain contract extension for like $2 million, $3 million per year. And then he's going to start playing well, hopefully. But that is, I'm 95% sure the Knicks plan. I actually believe it's going to go a little bit differently because Hukporti is on a team option this summer. I believe the Knicks are going to decline that team option and offer him a 4-year contract extension where he's making like a total of $15 million. And then halfway through the year, or whenever, maybe in the summer, whenever the Knicks find the right trade to move Mitchell Robinson, someone who they've tried to trade in the past in last draft, literally last NBA draft, when the Knicks offered the Timberwolves a first-round pick, Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson for Karl-Anthony Towns, a trade that did not go through because the Timberwolves were like, we have no need for Mitch. Well, a team will bite on an expiring Mitchell Robinson contract. Knicks have Hukporti. Kind of works out pretty perfectly. That I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to see happen.
Yeah, I mean, having Mitchell Robinson and just the trade mill, I mean, at this point, can you blame him? Injury prone, can't really stay on the court. It just sucks because
he's been in trade rumors for years.
Exactly, and it just sucks because if we ever got a really good, healthy Mitchell Robinson season, like we'd be talking about him a lot differently.
I love Mitch. He's my favorite Knick. I love that guy.
Chris, did you meet Mitchell Robinson?
Did I meet Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah.
No, him and I were talking trash to each other over Instagram Live, though.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, because I told him I'd beat him in 2K because, like, I had almost beat Quickley twice. And then he's like, IQ sucks at video games, dude. I'd smoke you. It's like just me and 20 other people in a Mitchell Robinson live stream where he's just in a car.
He had 21 people in his Instagram Live?
Yeah, it was like, dude, it was like 6 p.m. on like a Saturday. I'm literally lying in my bed just watching a Mitchell Robinson live stream while he does absolutely nothing. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yo, good thing you bring that up. Like, yo, Mitch, can we stop with the social media? How old is Mitch? He's like, what, 26? Or I'm bugging.
Yeah, 25, 26, yeah.
26. Yeah, 25, 26. I mean, that kind of makes sense now. He's in that generation. But yo,
let
Mitch,
him live. Let that man live.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm the oldest cat in this Zoom right now. Like, yo, put the phone down. get off Snapchat, get off Instagram, get in that hyperbaric chamber, call up LeBron, see where he bought it, sleep in there 24/7. Like every time I go on Twitter and I go to let's talk Knicks, their page, like I'm seeing Mitchell Robinson post something on Snapchat of him working out. I'm like, dude, you don't need to post that, bro. I hate that. I hate that. Why do you need to show everybody that you're working out? You're a professional athlete. That's your gig. That's your job. Do it.
Yeah. No, I'm actually 1000% with you on that because I want to see you're working out. I want to see the effects of that on the court. Like I don't need you to post that on social media because growing up, Chris, you were probably going to agree with me. The people who post their workouts are not people who go to the gym every day. They go to the gym like once a week, and then when they do, they post it. Because like me and some of my friends, like in college, we went to the gym pretty much every single day, and none of us we don't feel the need to post it ever. But one of our friends, like he works out a little bit. Like he's a skinnier guy. I'm trying to give Chris like, a little bit of hint of who I'm talking about. Skinnier guy. When he does work out, after he's done working out, he goes to the gym and takes like a pump flick and throws it up on like Instagram or something. And I'm like it's cool, but like those people, the people that are really grinding in the gym aren't doing that. So when Mitchell Robinson comes out and does something like that, that does make me think like, is he actually grinding like that? So I absolutely hear where you're coming from, Dariel, and I think that's a completely reasonable thing to say.
I only know one of our friends who would take a pump flick, so I have a feeling I know who it is. Did you ask me something about him shooting threes against Mitchell Robinson the other day? Yeah. Shout out to the guy. Dude, my favorite Mitchell Robinson thing of all time is Matt just falls off the screen and dies.
Shout out to the number one rapper out of Bridgeport right now.
Oh yeah, that's our guy. But
number one rapper out of Bridgeport.
Yeah, not that he's from Bridgeport at all.
I feel you. Actually, we played against Bridgeport when I was at Malloy. They were there in our conference. Dude, their team was just always stacked, just athletic guards up and down the court. I was never able to beat them. I might be embarrassing myself on this.
No, you're not embarrassing them. Bridgeport, they definitely have athletes. So
yeah, they have their banners in their gym is just full of Division II champions. It's like Jesus Christ. I was never able to beat them all my 4 years at Malloy.
Want to know who went to the University of Bridgeport?
NBA player?
Not right now. Former. From a bit ago. Not like super long ago. Not like the 40s. It was he played in the 90s. Manute Bol. He went to Bridgeport.
I was gonna say I remember the story, but I didn't remember what the name was.
Yeah. Manute Bol. My assistant coach when I was there for 4 years. Shout out Pat Morris. My assistant coach. He played for Bridgeport. It was after Manute Bol graduated from Bridgeport, but he told me stories about Manute and how he would go back to the school and just go to practices and stuff. But
it was an interesting guy. It was never clear how old he was, and he apparently would just be drunk when he'd play because they needed him to gain weight.
We don't have to do this. No, the Thunder should get Chet Holmgren on that weight. If Chet Holmgren had more weight on him, I can't imagine how good he could be.
Guys, new plan. We find Chet Holmgren's address and just make him drink White Claws with me. We'll go claw for claw until...
We'll get him on Knicks Happy Hour.
But Chet's body is like, pause. It's so hard to gain weight, man. Especially
some people are just naturally thin.
Exactly.
I don't buy it. I'm not cutting him any slack. He's a professional athlete. He has all the resources he needs to find the best nutritionists in the world. Maybe it's Chris. I don't know what he's pointing for right now. He can definitely do it.
I'm agreeing with you, so I'm pointing at you. But I can't.
I'm not giving him any excuses there. All these guys, they got access to the top facilities wherever they want it. I don't care. You're skinny. Eat more. That's all I got to say. Eat more.
True, but Matt, you also got to look at like just some people's bodies. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I'm just saying for Chet, it's like even that much more harder. Like look at KD.
I'm not saying I agree with you. It's harder for him because his body is one of those bodies where it's harder.
But
it's tough to be in the NBA. He's done hard things his entire life. So he can do this too.
You guys have to.
I'm just saying. Look at
Chris.
KD.
That's usually your job.
Look at KD. The only way KD was able to put on muscle was like, it was just like the duration of his career. He put on muscle as the years went on. It wasn't like just 1 year he came back with like 30 pounds of muscle gain.
So it's not possible. When he's farther in his career, that's not possible. Right now, Chet Holmgren coming out super young out of Gonzaga, he's still growing into his body. So he absolutely can put in chunks right now. If he was like 5 years down the line, I wouldn't say something like that because in any given offseason, a healthy offseason, he could only gain like 2 or 3 pounds. Right now, he can gain like 8 pounds. He can gain 6 pounds. But I don't want to talk about this.
But when he comes back from his hip injury, he's gonna lose it all.
Dude, I don't want him to put this weight on. Like, let's be clear. Like,
Okay,
this
well,
is
something
Knicks happy hour. Dude,
something
we do
to
not
throw
want
this
him
back
good.
into the Knicks.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned that if we call Mitchell Robinson prone, we have to call Karl-Anthony Towns injury prone also. Here's the difference. Karl-Anthony Towns missed a ton of time in the same season because he had a long-term injury. Because someone's like, who's played more games? Sherwin said, he asked who's played more games the last 5 years, Mitch or Karl-Anthony Towns. If you look at Karl-Anthony Towns, most of his seasons, he's been mainly healthy. It's not injury prone if you get in a car crash and get concussed. Like, that's not on to skill issue. Yes, he's had seasons where he's played limited games because he's had injuries. He played 29 games not that long ago. Knock on wood, he's played 21 games already this season. He had a long-term injury that happened early in the season and lasted for a while. Last season, he played 62 games. That's perfectly fine.
Calf strain.
What's up?
It was a really bad calf strain. I think it was the beginning of last season that took him out for like 20, 30 games, something like that.
And it's the Achilles thing.
You're right.
Like, the calf is connected to the Achilles, so it gets really, really, like, nerve-wracking and stuff.
Dicey,
I understand he hasn't been the model of good health, but...
That's what I was going to say. He's not the model of good health, but Mitchell Robinson is on a different stratosphere of injury prone.
Also, something fun about Mitchell Robinson. Do you guys remember, this was more common when he was younger and the Knicks were worse, where he wouldn't really post workout videos. What he'd post is just him absolutely cooking his boys in some high school gym. If you guys have the time, go to Mitchell Robinson's Twitter. And there they go. They'll be back. We're just going to start a new Zoom. I meant to mention this at first, but guys, here we go. We're going to do it right now. All right. This is the best we're going to get for right now. Guys, if you guys like this content, here we go. Our own version of an ad read, but it's just about Knicks Digest. If you guys like this content, we just started an Instagram page that is completely empty. I have not posted on it yet. It's called Knicks Digest _YT, and it is the same thing we do here. We're going to post about the videos we make. I'm going to put out a lot of shorts on there. Speaking of, if you guys like short form content, like the YouTube shorts I do, make sure to give those likes and comment on them. Also, because we're not starting a TikTok, we have a TikTok. So essentially, and yeah, we're getting 2 Chris's for this. Look, if you guys enjoy short form content, listen to Chris 1 and Chris 2. We have a TikTok. We are trying to get it built up because we're getting real close to 10,000 subscribers. And for all you guys out there, let me ask you something. Do you guys want to see more short form content? Do you guys want to see us do more videos than short form? Because I could do whatever the hell y'all want me to do on this channel. So I'm happy to do both. I'm happy to focus more on one. If you guys want more shorts, more TikToks, all that stuff, I could happily go out there. I could happily do that. It's honestly, it's fun making TikToks, I will say, but it's just about what you guys want to see. So y'all let me know about that. What do you want to see out of this channel? Do you want to see some more TikToks? If so, go subscribe to the Knicks Digest TikTok account. You will see me on there. So I try to make a good amount of TikToks, and they're usually different from the videos. I'm not just doing, like, video content. I did want to have the Knicks have been playing way better since Anne Hathaway went to that game and OG Anunoby fell on top of her. Dariel's probably like, what the hell is Chris talking about right now? But it's really just that. Like, we have a lot of fun stuff happening right now, and I need to adjust these two because right now it said that Dariel was Matt, and there's no Dariel name tag, I'm now realizing. So we're gonna fix that. But guys, let me know what you want to see. That's my own little version of a quick ad read for y'all. If you guys like the content, make sure to follow us on TikTok. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. I will be getting the Instagram up and running soon. And if you guys don't, I'm just going to keep this big Dariel Concha name tag right here so you guys have to stare at his name nonstop because you didn't subscribe to our TikTok and our Instagram. But that being said, guys, I don't like Matt Long at all.
Oh, dude, Chris, I like the what after we got kicked out. Did you see what the stream looked like? The double like chameleon Chris view.
Oh yeah, I changed it to that because I thought I had a solo view in here and I didn't, so I just went to 2 Chris's.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, that was
we
pretty
had
funny,
to run
actually.
the double Chris play real quick.
Oh, yo, so
Chris
we're talking.
and evil Chris.
So we were talking about
Yes.
just Mitchell Robinson's injury woes and Karl-Anthony Towns' injury woes. So I have the amount of games that they both played each season. So Mitchell Robinson's rookie year is 2018-2019. So in that season, he played 66 games. Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm only going to start from 2018-2019. So Mitchell Robinson played, was it 66? Yeah. Karl-Anthony Towns played 77. 2019-2020, Mitchell Robinson played 61. Karl-Anthony Towns played 35. 2020-2021, Mitchell Robinson played 31 games. Karl-Anthony Towns played 50. 21-22, Mitchell Robinson played 72 games. Karl-Anthony Towns played 74. 22-23, Mitchell Robinson played 59 games, where Cat played 29 games. 23-24, Mitchell Robinson only played in 31, and Cat played in 62. So
Also, shout out my homie Kevin Osby, who is in the chat. Dude I've known for many, many years from high school and from even prior to that at a Knicks camp. But he did mention if we keep playing out lineups 48 minutes, we're just not going to be healthy enough to win the chip. Someone's going to get injured. That's what I'm telling. That's what I said in a video recently that I made today. You can't play Mikal Bridges this many minutes. He's not invincible. He will get hurt. Like, he's going to get hurt playing 47 minutes in a random game against the Hornets.
Welcome to Club Tibbs.
And I don't know why he's gone back to doing this after so many years of not doing this.
I thought
Well-
this year he was going to give guys. Well, I'll let you talk in 1 second.
my God.
I thought he was going to, because the Knicks are a lock to go to the playoffs, which they are. I thought he was going to play guys less minutes because we wouldn't have to, and we've gotten out to huge leads, and the guys still play till 10 minutes, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So I definitely think these rotations can get a little bit like expanded to keep guys safer.
I mean, I was literally going to bring this up whenever you guys wanted to transition to another topic. I was going to give Coach Tibbs some credit, but it seems like you guys are still worried about it. I mean, the last 3 games, starting back from the Pelicans, I got the numbers up here. Like, Karl-Anthony Towns in that game, he only played 25 minutes. That game was a blowout by the time the first quarter was done. And then it was the Orlando Magic. He played 36 minutes. And then yesterday against the Hornets, he played 39 minutes. I don't know. I mean, I feel like certain players, like Jalen Brunson last night, he played 27 minutes. The game before that, he played 27 minutes, and then the Pelicans, he played 26 minutes. So it feels like certain players, he's doing a better job with it, I guess. I don't know how to break it down. It's a little interesting.
Yeah, it becomes this thing of, as even mentioned by Anthony in the chat, the Knicks have a good bench. Like, Deuce McBride is good. You have a 9-man rotation. You'll be able to have one of the starters in. All of them have shown an aptitude to being able to score the ball. Matt's, like, cooking up some evil scheme right now.
I'm very excited to talk about someone on the bench, but keep going.
Wait, everybody has the capability of what, Chris?
On the score, on the starting lineup.
Okay. What? All right. Are we talking about the starting lineup or the bench, Chris?
The bench, but I mean, if you're running a 9-man rotation, you're going to have a starter in there. They could all score. Like, they should use this bench. You have Precious, you have Cameron Payne, you have Deuce McBride, you have Jericho Sims until Mitchell Robinson returns. It's not a perfect bench, so you could use a backup forward, and maybe they'll find one that's not Landry Shamet, because Shamet's more of a wing than anything else. But we're going to see what the Knicks do. I do imagine, I mean, Leon Rose has made a trade every single year that he's been the GM of the Knicks, or the president of the Knicks, I should say. So there's a world where they do make a trade this winter.
All right,
Matt,
Dariel, we had a disagreement. Me and Chris thought that off the bench, we could get some shooting help from Payne. And you believe that Payne is not really going to be any shooting help. So far this season, I feel like he's been pretty helpful. Are you still a Payne denier?
I'm a campaign. I have skepticism with
Okay,
campaign.
so Can we agree that Campaign is a real player who exists on the Knicks lineup?
What does that mean? What does that even mean?
I think
No,
that's
because
easy. Yes, Cameron Payne is
Cameron Payne's a real
human being.
person. Okay,
Yeah,
because
no, but yeah, okay, yeah. Is he gonna be a player that gets rotational minutes in the playoffs? The answer is yes.
Yeah. I
Okay.
wouldn't
Okay.
explain well.
But so your comments were that he doesn't really add the shooting that seems to be attributed to his name. You were saying how every time he comes to a team, we're like, or that team, fans of that team say, we just got shooting. And you're saying not really, because he's not really that good of a shooter. But this year he's been exactly that. He's been shooting help, scoring help off the bench for the Knicks. So are you still strongly on that take, or do you think he's been a successful free agent signing for New York?
I'm dying on my hill. I don't you guys gonna call me mad annoying. I don't care. I got to see it in the playoffs, bro.
He played well in the playoffs last year, though. That's the thing.
If he does what he does in the playoffs, what he's doing now in the regular
He
season,
did that last year.
what game can you point to Philly and being like, campaign helped us get that W?
Well, they won 2 games.
Was it because of campaign coming off the bench, or was it because of the play of Embiid
He hit
or
back-to-back
Maxey?
threes against the Knicks in game 2, a game they almost lost.
He had back-to-back threes and he won them the game?
No, they lost.
Dude, you can't build
It
your
doesn't
team.
matter. So
You
Cameron
don't-
Payne's a bench player. He's not there to be a
All
superstar.
right, Chris, I got it. You don't build your team. You don't build your bench out thinking when we're in the playoffs and in trouble, we're going to put X player off the bench to go win the game. That's not how you build your team. That's what your superstars are for. So it's on the superstars. So that, to me, that's not a relevant reason to say a campaign isn't a good player because he didn't win a certain game.
No, I never
he's
said
never
he's not
going to
a good
win a
player.
certain game. He's
I never-
a role player. He's
I
not even a
never
role
said-
player. He's a role player, bench player.
I never said he's not a good player. He's
Okay.
he's a good player. I just have a lot of skepticism with campaign. With every team he's been on, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Phoenix Suns, it's the same story with campaign. And what makes me think that anything's going to be different this time
What's
around?
the story?
The story is he comes to the team to add an offensive boost off the bench.
And he does.
Yeah, he does do that. But when it matters most, I don't think he rings the bell. for
Because
what
he's
he
not
brought.
in the game. He's the 8th man.
He gets in the game. You were just telling me that he was doing well with Philly.
He
in the playoffs.
was. He's a
So he
good
gets his
8th
minutes.
man. What do you
So
want?
he
You
gets
want him
his-
to go out there and put up 35 points a game? It's Cameron
No,
Payne.
but
You need
no,
it for
obviously
8.
not. But if you're the main offensive weapon off your points, like shouldn't you
He's
be getting
not.
anywhere? He wasn't the main offensive weapon off the bench in all the teams that he was on. Philly last year, he wasn't the main talking point for Philly when they acquired him.
There's 8-man rotations in the playoffs. There will be a starter or two out there. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid were never both on the bench together against the Knicks. One of them was always playing when the game was close. Cameron Payne isn't ever the first option. He just has to be good. And he's a good role player off the bench. You don't need him to win you the game. You need him to help you win the game. That's what the bench is there for.
No, of course I understand that. I just don't think I don't think he is what he's advertised as. He's playing well. He's playing well this season. Kudos to him. Like I didn't think he'd be playing this well. So
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear
playing good.
that he's playing better than you thought because
yeah, of course. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. He's playing better than what I thought. He's playing very well. He's surprising me. Hopefully he can keep this up. And I hate to use this as my shtick, but I'm just waiting to see what happens in the playoffs, bro.
what does he have to do in the playoffs for you to say he's been a successful signing?
I don't want to see any box score where he has 3 points, where he has 6 points, where he's 1 of 2 from 3-point line. I don't want to see that crap. Because if you're here to bring offense off the bench, I want to see you taking volume shots. I want to see you taking anywhere between 5 to 9, maybe even 10 field goal attempts and 3-pointers. I want to see you taking those shots. Do what you can.
Those are
Brunson's
Brunson's
play
shots.
12 minutes
Those are
a game.
Brunson's shots.
He's
Those are
going to play
not
12
campaign
minutes a
shots.
game. Why should he shoot 10
No,
times
he's
in
not.
12 minutes?
No way.
Why?
He's playing more than 12 minutes in the playoffs. No way.
On a Tom Thibodeau team. He's going to play more
In
than
the
12 minutes
playoffs-
per game.
In the
When there's
playoffs,
also Deuce McBride and Jalen Brunson who's going to play 42 minutes a game.
In the playoffs, it's going to be an 8-man rotation because Coach Tiz likes 8-man, obviously.
Yeah.
So the main 3 coming off the bench is going to be Precious, Payne, and Deuce. Those 3 players are going to be the main players. So, no, well, everybody healthy.
Well,
No, everybody
Yeah,
healthy.
so would Hart be coming off the bench in that situation? Because he would probably
Oh,
bump.
crap. Yeah, you're right.
It depends on the matchups, but for the most part, Mitch will be coming off the bench.
See, I don't know, man. I think Mitch is going to stay on the starting 5.
I think Mitch is starter too, Chris.
Yeah.
I think it depends on matchups. Also, Dariel, your face is halfway on the screen. There you go.
Yeah. No, good call. Yeah, no, but yeah, that's
12 minutes per game
Depending on
last year on
matchups,
Philly. And the
depending
playoffs.
on 12 minutes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Philly. I can't talk to Nick Nurse's coaching philosophy, but
5 shots in 12 minutes is good.
Okay, so Payne, he's going to be the 4th guy on the bench for the playoffs. When they're running an 8-man rotation, he's still going to make it in. If we're down pretty bad and need shooting, he's going to come in. But in a game like that, he's going to have games where he has that 2 shots, that 3 points. It's going to happen.
Which
so
he should.
well then I don't. Okay, so if you're taking 2 shots, then I don't want to hear this. Oh my God, we got Payne. He's gonna.
So
gonna
you'd rather
boost our offense
Cameron
off the
Payne
bench.
shoot?
No, I don't want to hear that. If you're taking 2 shots, if you're taking 3 shots, then why are you making a big deal of getting Payne in the offseason?
So you'd rather Cameron Payne shoot the ball than Deuce, Jalen Brunson. I don't know why I started with Deuce. Mikhail. Shout out Deuce, though. Lives in the same neighborhood as me. Didn't mean that hatredly. Towns. OG.
I'm only comparing Payne to other bench players. I'm not comparing him to the starting 5 players.
Well, the Knicks don't use the bench that much in the playoffs. Like, they're going to play 8 to 9 guys at most, and whoever the 9th man is, which I'm going to guess is going to be Precious, if he's still on the team, and there's a very good chance the Knicks trade
he's
Precious.
going to be traded him. Right.
he will be. He'll be there.
Oh, yeah. We did this.
Wait, what?
We did this
You
a few
guys think
weeks
that?
ago.
You guys think that he's gonna be able to stay on the Knicks past trade deadline?
I have no idea. I think
he will stay.
I think it
So-
depends.
so-
Depends
so-
if they want to
so-
fill their roster up to 15 men. He's the easiest guy to make that happen. Or some
Yeah,
mock trades that are.
he signed a 1-year deal, right? This past offseason?
Yeah, 1 year, $6 million.
Exactly. Like that contract is super tradable. They need to ship him out ASAP.
They probably will for someone cheaper, so they could then sign T.J. Warren. That's my guess of what they're gonna do. Did a whole video on that.
Chris, did you see your boy yesterday when he got into the game?
Who?
Precious.
Dude, the guy. First game back.
Did you see him
No, I didn't watch the game.
travel,
I was binge drinking.
offensive foul, setting a screen for Deuce, turn the ball over?
Yeah, it's his first game back. I don't really care.
Oh my God.
His first game back.
You got to kind of, Dariel, you got to cut these guys a little bit of slack. I know I didn't cut Chet Holmgren's slack, but he's on a Nick.
No,
Every
but
game we played against Philly, Towns took momentum right from Charlie Knicks. Also, just something to mention because Anthony LaRocco has been giving us some good comments.
I was gonna say he's been putting down some really smart
He's been
statements.
dropping some heat. He does know Danny Ainge's gonna be a pain in the butt to deal with, but it'd be nice to trade for Walker Kessler. I could see them doing that, but it's then gonna predicate that they're gonna move Mitch also, and that becomes a lot of moves to make. So I could see it happening, but I wouldn't be shocked if it. I don't think it would happen in the season. I think it would happen over next offseason when they plan on trading Mitch also. I think that's what would happen. Just as a bit of some lore right there. And Payne is not advertised as Jordan Clarkson, and we don't need him to be. We have Deuce. Cam is there to shoot the ball when McBride's shot isn't falling and vice versa. Yeah, look. I mean, Kevin's right. Like, Cameron Payne brings a good energy that you need, and you take the Knicks bench in the playoffs. No one's thinking, all right, well, Cameron Payne's the catalyst here. He's just a member of the team. He's towards the end of the bench, like, when it comes to getting playoff minutes. The Knicks need him for...
He's not towards the end of the bench.
As terms of playoff minutes.
He's not towards the end of the bench.
He's the last guy getting minutes.
Are we talking about currently, or are we talking?
No, we're talking about playoffs.
Projecting?
Playoffs. We're projecting playoff rotation.
Playoffs. If they're healthy, then
In the
Cameron Payne
playoffs-
will be getting 8 to 14 minutes per night every game.
In the playoffs, everybody healthy, that backup point guard spot is going to be split between Deuce and Payne.
They're going to play together. They like Deuce as a shooting guard.
Yeah, they're going to mix up the rotation as well. But I don't. Campaign. I don't think Campaign is going to be towards the end of the bench. Campaign is going to be one of the first people Coach Tibbs goes to.
The first two guys off the bench are going to be Deuce and Mitch. Unless Mitch is starting due to matchups. And that's
Right.
Yeah,
a little-
or if it's Deuce and Hart.
Yeah, it just depends on
it's
what the
a little-
matchup is.
The matchup and the way Mitch looks, it depends on a lot right now, which is annoying.
Yeah.
So are you saying when you say they're gonna split them, are you saying it's gonna be like the in the games it's gonna be like a 50-50 split? Like half the games Deuce is gonna be the first guard off, and then the other half is gonna be Campaign, or what do you mean by that?
Not necessarily 50-50, but
What
Deuce
what
and
type
Cam.
of yeah, what like percentage do you think it would be then?
I don't know percentage, but Cam and Deuce, they're gonna switch off whenever Brunson needs a breather. Cam is gonna take control of the point guard spot. Deuce
Well,
is
Cam
gonna
will be
take
the
control
point
of it.
guard for more of it, but Deuce is going to be out there with Cam.
Sometimes Deuce is gonna be at the two spot with Cam, and then sometimes Deuce is gonna be the primary ball handler, and then actually Cam might be the two guard.
LeBron Cam. He mirrors Brunson. And since he's mirroring Brunson, a guy who's going to play somewhere between, I would guess, as the series just go farther, as the Knicks keep making round after round, obviously Brunson's minutes are going to keep increasing. But when you're playing behind the best player on a team in the playoffs, your minutes take a substantial dip. The Knicks aren't going to sit Brunson and play him only 35 minutes per game in the playoffs, especially on a Tom Thibodeau team. They're not going to be like, all right, Brunson, you're playing 35 minutes. We can get Cam Payne his 15 minutes per game. They're not going to do that.
Jalen Brunson is gonna play 55 minutes.
Yeah, somehow, some way he's going to play.
That's what I was gonna say. Thibodeau's gonna find an extra minute for that man.
Like when Wilt
100%.
played 48.5 minutes per game that one year.
100%.
Dude, no, he's gonna break Clyde's record for most minutes played in a game.
Probably. But yeah, I don't know why Jacob Toppin and Kolek is still playing with the big team. I would cut Toppin. He's not an NBA player. I think Toppin's just there for the vibe at this point. He's on a two-way deal. Doesn't matter.
yeah, I was gonna say, is
literally
there
the
any sort of
18th guy.
financial advantage to cutting Jacob Toppin?
No. It's a two-way contract.
So
It has
yeah,
nothing
that's
to do
why
with
you
anything.
don't cut him because at the end of the game we want to. This is gonna sound really bad, but you want to put him in the game when you want to protect the actually good players.
Yeah,
and you need some minutes
Jacob
eaten up.
Toppin's got good energy. People like him. He's a good guy to hang out with.
I mean, he looks a
just
little
seems
bit like
cool.
Obi Toppin, so we could like reminisce of the good old days.
And he's just cool. Like, he's just a cool dude. He's on a two-way contract. They like an energy guy who has nothing to do with playing on the court. It's been like that with Theo Pinson, Ryan Arcidiacono, now Jacob Toppin.
Oh, Chris, you owe me $5 for Ryan.
Yeah, true. I do.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
too.
What was the bet?
That he'd be on the roster.
In a video, Chris said, "Anyone, put in the comments if you think Ryan Arcidiacono is not gonna be a Knick, I will bet you $5." And I just texted him, and I'm like,
Yes.
Was there a deadline to that bet, or it was just
yeah. The start of the season.
Yeah.
start of the season?
Yeah.
I feel
Well, it
I'm
wasn't like a hard
stunned.
deadline. It was like I forgot about it, so that shows you how serious it was.
Yeah, same.
Plus, also $5, so it's like Chris's entire livelihood.
Yeah, I'm gonna need someone to send me in a super chat so I could pay that.
Send that $5 over. Yo, can we talk about OG always grabbing the mic from Alan Hahn every time he
love
does a
it.
post game interview? It's so cringeworthy, yo.
I love
No,
it,
it's
dude.
so funny, dude. It's so funny.
Wanna know what I also love though?
That is so cringeworthy. What?
I love partnerships.
No, he's the next Bam, and he is better.
Better than Yam, dude. He's better than Yam,
I don't remember what the graphic is.
dude. We got another.
Is the next
one.
Jokic better than Bam? Is that
I'm watching it.
The
next
Brunson
Giannis.
burner.
what it is? You see Dariel's
Oh,
name
yeah.
next to it? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
dude. Like,
Giannis.
whoops.
I'll take it. That's
Darren's
crazy.
so
Better than
cooked here.
Bam. That's
Better
crazy.
than Bam. So here's the thing. I don't make these graphics, unsurprisingly. If any of you guys probably have both picked up on the fact that I'm terrible with technology. When this live stream started, I actually had you guys muted for the first 3 minutes because I didn't realize.
Wow, thank you
They're
for
like,
that one.
I'm getting comments like, I can't hear anyone. And I'm like,
Dude, I was wondering why we only had 12 viewers. I was like, well, what's going on here? Like, I understand we started and no one was ready to start because Chris didn't tell us we were starting. But like what?
Facts.
yeah. But I do not make these graphics, and this graphic was barely adjusted just to the point where it got a blue background instead of a red background after Precious got traded to the Knicks, and then it was given to me. So I didn't make these claims, but now I stand by them.
Accessibility can
Chris,
Matt,
you did make these claims. You talk about Precious being better than Giannis at all times.
he's the next.
That
Giannis,
graphic
and
was
he's
probably
certainly
made when
better than
Giannis was like
Bam.
baby Giannis, though.
Precious.
No, well, when Giannis was baby Giannis.
No, it wasn't. It's just Ben's a nut.
Just
See the
like
other graphics that Ben posts on Raptors Digest, guys. If you guys enjoy Toronto Raptors Digest, go subscribe to Ben Rogers and thank him for hiring us. But look, it's time to get back to some comments because campaign is not advertised. Yeah, we saw that one. Sherman, I think that he's played very good basketball so far, and Kolick or something.
Chris, we're at 1 out of 10 for unlocking the New York Jets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what
Jets
New York
Digest
Knicks
guys,
players?
subscribe.
What New York Knicks players have we not talked about yet? Because I feel like we've like usually when it gets into like a lull, like there's not a comment to talk about or like the big topic to talk about. I just think of a random Nick and bring him up. So Dariel's talking about OG Anunoby grabbing the mic. I'm thinking about talking about him on the court. I think he's earning every single dollar of that contract. I understand it was a ton of money. I think he's earned it. I think he's so good.
He's
so good.
He's playing like a absolute menace, yo. Like last night, he had back-to-back plays where he's blocking the shot and he's literally setting the ball into like the second row of the stands. The only thing with OG is durability.
Yeah.
I'm just honestly, last night he played 40 minutes, bro. And the game prior to that, like, I'm just worried that by the time playoffs come around, and it's always like some weird injury. Last year was the elbow that he had surgery on. It's like, it's not like a calf strain. It's always like some weird stuff with OG. So like, I'm just worried that like when March comes around, we're gonna hear OG with like some sort of oblique glute injury, and it's like, what the hell? Like, how did you injure that? But
like when Rondo slipped in the shower and missed 6 weeks.
No, OG's an absolute menace, man. Like every game that goes by, he's just like impressing me more and more. It's like this guy is ridiculous. But
Same.
I was so happy when they signed that contract. I knew it was a lot of money, but I keep asking the question and no one can give me a good answer. Who else are we spending that money on? Who's a better way to spend that money?
They didn't have the cap space, so why not just spend it on him?
What was the contract again?
5 years, 100-something million, like a lot. Like he's getting like 40 per year. He's getting 40 mil per year.
I'll get the actual number here.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have that off the top of my head.
He's getting around 40 million per year. OG's been great. He's living up to it.
I got
favorite,
it. 5 years, $212.5 million.
Yeah, I knew it was 200 something.
So that is
that's a lot.
Worth it if he wins some games.
Divided by 5, $42.5 million.
How old is he?
28.
Oh, yeah. Good. Oh, Chris, let's see if we're right.
He is. He's 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew that. We knew that off the top of our heads. That's why he wears number 8, because he's 28.
Exactly.
However, yeah, I mean, dude, he deserves that money. He is such a good player. Two-way. Like there really aren't two-way players like that. Like he's elite. He's not elite offensively, obviously, but he's an elite defender.
Great offensively, though.
He is great offensively.
17.5 points per game this season. It's the most he's had in a long time. He's comfortable with the ball in his hands. His shot creation has been awesome. OG fits with this team so well, and we're seeing him just go out there and absolutely show why he is.
7'2" wingspan.
Dude,
Jeez.
also underrated about OG, whenever he makes those plays in transition where he like gets the block and gets going the other way, those transition like lob dunks, that gets the garden rocking. That gets the home court advantage really going. So he starts those type of plays by being a two-way player. That's just another thing they bring to the team.
He's getting chance from the garden. Last night, everybody after those 2 blocks, everybody was like, OG. So
he was getting chance game. I think I was at game 2, the Chicago Bulls game, like a couple days after they got him. He was already getting chance. Like the Knicks fans just embraced him, even though we gave away 2 of our fan favorites. He's earned the love of New York Knicks fans. So we gotta give it to him.
Yeah, he's come in and just been a perfect player defensively, offensively. I mean, he's so vital to this team, and we've seen that time and time again now that the Knicks are just better when OG Anunoby's there. So it's a trade that's worked out both ways for both teams. RJ Barrett's killing it in Toronto right now, putting up around 23 points per game. And Emmanuel quickly, hopefully he can get healthy. He's dealt with injury after injury recently. So shout out to Manny. Hope he's doing well. It's my guy.
Manny.
Chris, did the New York Knicks win the Karl-Anthony Towns trade?
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I'm seeing people trying to argue both ways because of what Dariel's saying about the playoffs with Cat. But dude, Knicks fans really, really didn't want to see Devo go, dude. But we
Yeah,
can replace him. We can do it.
I mean, they're hoping Landry Shamet can replace him. That's the point of Landry.
So does anyone know where he is right now?
He dislocated his right shoulder in preseason.
No, I understand that. I mean, like, where is he though?
On the Westchester Knicks.
Yeah, okay. Because
Just
he was
rehabbing.
just rehabbing. All right.
Just rehabbing, doing his thing.
So when do you expect him to be back? What's the updates on him?
January as well, if he doesn't need surgery. If he does need surgery with the way that he hasn't had it yet, he's going to be out for the year, and the Knicks are going to look elsewhere. But the Knicks have till January 3rd before Matt Ryan's contract becomes guaranteed. So they'll waive Matt Ryan before January 3rd so they don't lose any money.
I'd
And
probably waive Matt Ryan in like the next 5 minutes and nothing would change.
I'm good on Matt Ryan.
shout out Matt Ryan, New Yorker. Great guy.
Westchester, for real. But
Facts.
going back to the whole who won the trade, Minnesota Timberwolves right now they're 10th in the West with a record of 11-10. The only time I've seen Minnesota is like whenever they're on ESPN. I don't watch their games, obviously. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work out, but maybe it could turn around. I think they're on a winning streak actually right now. I think they might be like a 3-game winning streak or something like that.
Dude, it's crazy. The 11-10 probably gets you definitely higher than 11th or 10th seed in the East. Like it's crazy the differences. I know we talked about this, but
the Pacers are 9-14. And
the differences between the conferences is insane.
Miami Heat. So Miami Heat is 10-10, and they're 7th in the East. Atlanta Hawks is 12-11, and they're 6th in the East. So yeah, there's definitely a big difference. I mean, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they absolutely dog smacked the living crap out of the Clippers the other day. I don't know if you guys saw that. They were up by like 45 points at one point. It was surprising. And they also, against the Lakers too, they were earlier this week. I think it was last Monday. They were beating them so bad. So I don't know. Maybe they turned the corner, but I don't know, man. I just don't like the fit. I just don't like the fit with Randle and
the fit doesn't make a ton of sense. Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense. Maybe we gotta give him 1 or 2 more years to. Maybe there's more moves planned, because there has to be, because what it is right now doesn't work. So I can't believe this can't be the final product for them. Like this can't be the last move they had planned. They got something else in the works.
I imagine they'll trade Randle to the Clippers.
What, this all season?
This season. He's a free agent at the end of the year.
So you talking about trade deadline? They're gonna move him?
Yes.
I wouldn't be shocked. He doesn't fit.
Yo, Randle, God, man. He's such an interesting player, bro. Like with the Knicks, he made us relevant again. Kudos to him. But like, look at the way we talk about him. Like, we don't really hold him up to this.
Oh, I don't know about we. Y'all talk about him like, oh, look at Chris, bro. Look at Chris, dude. I've been saying it.
What?
Everyone was so sad that DiVincenzo was traded, but Julius Randle is better than DiVincenzo. He was the bigger loss in that trade.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one says that. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly for OG Anunoby. Everyone's like, I understand RJ had to go, but I wish we didn't have to trade Quickly. Like, it's just frustrating when people think we can trade, just the garbage off the team and bring back like superstars. Like, that's not how the trade system works here.
Yo, it just seems like Randle, there's something missing with him. There's something that he's missing to unlock his game, and I can't pinpoint it.
Consistency?
Maybe consistency, but this is why.
Jump shot.
This is, I think that's what it is. I think that's why every team he goes to, the Pelicans, when he was with the Lakers, I mean, he was a rookie with the Lakers, so maybe not that. But the Pelicans, the Knicks, and now with the Minnesota Timberwolves, there's always that one thing with Randle. It's like, yo, if you're able to unlock this will make the offense so much more better. But like, he's never been able to find it, and it might be the consistency in his jump shot. I'm not sure.
He needs to be surrounded with a team of shooters, and that's not what a Gobert center team is.
And also, the problem is he's an inconsistent shooter and not the world's greatest defender. It's tough to win with that.
I mean, because the problem is you can't fit him into a perfect role because you never know what he's going to do. He'll have some games where he can put up 40 points, and the next game he'll go like 3 for 13 and with like 6 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a huge Julius Randle fan, though. I hope it works out for him. Don't be surprised if Leon pulls the trigger, the Knicks are going all in. Yeah, I mean, they might make a trade. I wouldn't be shocked if they did, honestly. I imagine they'd trade Precious because you could trade him, cut some money away, sign whoever, 15-man roster. Bing, bang, boom. Problem solved. Anthony LaRocco mentioned, I think it was Anthony, potentially trading Mitch for Aldama and Jake LaRavia in Memphis. Interesting trade idea.
Aldama.
Yo, Chris, sound less enthusiastic about it, bud.
Dude, I am falling asleep right now.
Don't.
It's
Then you
7:15.
you need to mix some vodka, or you need to mix some Red Bull into that White Claw.
I need to mix some vodka in this White Claw. Let me stumble on the way to go meeting my girlfriend after this.
Yeah,
I don't see what's wrong with that.
Trading
She
for
was so
trading for Santi Aldama, like I like him as a player, but I'd rather keep Mitch because Santi Aldama, we need a more of a defensive anchor. We need to relieve some pressure off the cat, and that's not what Aldama is known for.
Yeah, I feel similarly. I just don't see the point in trading Mitch this season. I think you should wait.
Depending on if Walker Kessler is the conversation.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Right, he's not though. You know he's not because
Why not?
he is because of Danny Ainge.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Like I wish he. No, Dariel, I would be all in. I wish he was, but he's not.
yeah, no, I agree with that. Danny Ainge is definitely super stubborn.
Yeah, especially with the Knicks for whatever reason.
That old
Facts.
school Boston Knicks rivalry that hasn't existed since the 80s.
We'll bring it back
Whatever.
this year. Restore the feeling.
Restore the feeling. Yo, fellas, what's the temperature over there in New York?
Cold.
It's cold? Like what? Like
30.
30s, 20s?
30.
Yeah, 30. Chris, did you say cold as well?
Yes, I did say cold.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna sum it up for you right there.
Absolutely
Man.
awful.
Chris, you look like you are psyched to go outside right now.
Dude, I want to go to bed. My
Don't
mouth
do that.
hurts like hell, dude. One of my wisdom teeth is killing me, dude, and it's terrifying me because I do not want to have to get that thing removed. That's going to suck.
You gotta get it removed, bro.
I mean, we'll see how much it hurts because, dude, like I'll take a little pain over going through that surgery again. I was supposed to get all 4 of them out, and I only got 2 of them out, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I got all 4 removed at the same
Were
time.
you awake or not, Dario?
Cause I'm a thug, baby. They just numb my jaw.
Yeah, no, I was awake too. It sucks, dude.
I wouldn't be able to
sucks.
handle that. I'd have a full panic attack. I'd be like, you need to fucking knock me out.
No,
Cold,
because
dude.
Chris, you would probably be baked, and you'd be like, "Boys, I'm so high, like I think my teeth are falling out of my mouth." And the doctor would be like, "Yo, you are 1,000% right.
It's
Like,
like,
you're
bro.
actually sober right now. It's not just that Chum Lee video. Like you are actually your teeth are coming out of your mouth actively."
That was insane. That
That
was insane.
was so.
Yeah,
Dude,
maybe
I
I
told
shouldn't have bought a
I
full
told you it was gonna be
edible.
too much for you.
Yeah,
told
and I
you
said
too
I
much for you.
agree, and then did it anyway, dude. Dude, that's what I was like. You know what? This is gonna be bad. And then I just eat an entire like 400 milligram edible, and I'm like, oh, this should go great. I couldn't move, dude. I was like,
Close one.
Dude, get all 4 removed, bro. The next couple days are gonna be wicked rough, but just get it over with, dog.
gotta make YouTube videos. It's not make money.
That's facts. That's
Oh
facts.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, dude, what am I gonna
facts.
do, bro? I'm not gonna be able to talk. Like, I don't like
yeah.
soup.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That-
dude. Like, thing hurts, bro. It's killing my mouth right now.
Maybe just get one at a time then. I don't know.
I might have to just get one done.
No.
honestly.
You can't. That's not how it works. Your whole mouth just needs to be numbed. I mean, not your whole mouth, but that's not going to work. They only would do 2 at a time. They're not going to do one
Right.
at a time.
Yeah, I
They'll do
did the
either both high or
bottoms.
both low, and
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to talk either way.
Yeah, the
So-
high ones are fine. It's the low ones.
Yeah, you would have
absolutely
to-
suck.
You would have to get them all 4. In YouTube, in the interest of YouTube, you'd have to get all 4 removed.
I'd probably keep the top 2. They don't ever bother me. It's just bottom 2, dude. It's
Well,
the bottom
that's not up
left
to
one.
you. That's definitely up to your doctor, who knows
No,
more
I'm
about them
telling
than you.
dog,
do.
no, actually.
No, I mean, you know what? I told him the same thing, so I cannot hate. Like I know I'm wrong for that, and
No
apparently they
means
keep
no.
telling me that one day they're gonna have to come out. But
Yeah.
today is not that day.
None of my dad got his out at like separate time. My dad
Well,
he woke
that's
up-
how they do it. that's what the plan was for me. Apparently, like the next year, I was supposed to get them out, and that next year was 6 years ago.
Yeah, my mom never got hers removed. She said they hurt sometimes, so I'm just hoping that's what's happening. My dad said he got like his removed at different times. Like one of them he got removed like 10 years ago because they said it was bothering him. He went to the dentist. And says, yeah, I just went back to work after. I'm like, dog, you are lying right now. There's no way.
Yeah, no, you got like. Nah.
But he said the first time he got two of his removed. He woke up in the middle of it, and the dentist has his arm. My dad says yanking my dad's mouth.
Yikes!
And he's like, woke up. He's like, what is happening, dude?
Dude, it's awful. It's actually awful.
Yeah, it sounds like a nightmare. I don't want to do this.
So how do you know it's your wisdom tooth that's hurting?
Because I feel it, dude. I know where my wisdom teeth are.
I'm not smart enough to know that. I actually am smart enough to know where they are, but I pretend like they don't exist because I don't want to feel pain in my mouth and be like, "Yep, that's my wisdom teeth. I gotta get that surgery that I've been ducking." I just want to, feel a little bit of pain and be like, "That'll probably go away."
That's what I do in most things in my life. So I'm really hoping this goes away.
Listen, yo, both of you guys could be thugs and just get all of them removed at once, baby.
I don't want to do that.
Thug life all day. You heard?
The craziest thing is that we're ending a live stream while talking about wisdom teeth removal. But you know what? This is what.
Well, I thought we were going to end it talking about the New York Knicks versus the next opponent, but then the next opponent is the Detroit Pistons, and that's just going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, they win.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
How about we end it talking about the NBA Cup because we're in the quarterfinals, baby, and I think we're going to Vegas. Let's go.
I do too. I think we'll beat the Hawks. That'll be an exciting game just because the rivalry will be reignited for a day. The Trae Young chance will be back.
Oh, they're never going away. What do you mean back? They never left.
It's in the Garden, right?
Yeah.
That game?
Yeah. Home game, higher seed.
Damn, that's going to be lit, boys.
Yeah, that's going to be fire.
Is it, next Tuesday?
Yeah. I want to go so badly.
No, those tickets got to be crazy.
They're like $90. They're the cheapest.
They're not $90, bro. No way.
With the tax, it's like $115.
I'd pay that. I'd pay that.
I'm probably going to go.
Let's get these Knicks.
Let me know.
Let's get these Knicks to Vegas, baby. I definitely want to see Jalen Brunson versus I don't know who in the Western Conference Saturday at 5 o'clock. I want to see that game. I want to see them on the Las Vegas floor. That'll be pretty cool, man, if they win it.
It would be cool. It'll be a nice thing to be like, hey, we won this. Nice. But yeah, I hope the Knicks win that.
If we win, I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but if we win, we cannot have a drop off like the Lakers did last season after they won it.
Well, we're better than the Lakers were last season. So
I mean, facts, but you never know. It might be the NBA Cup.
The difference is they have LeBron who turns it on for the playoffs and then turns it back off for the regular season. So he turned on playoff Bron mode. It's a real thing, except for that 1 year where he said he turned it on and it never happened. It is a real thing. So he
turned it on in the regular season with a torn groin, then averaged 30, 11, and 11. So
he literally
the Lakers just sucks.
This is the first season I can honestly say he's looking his age.
That's what I was going to say. That I didn't want to take it too far from the Knicks.
28 and 8. So
no, yeah, he's having a good season, but there are
times where you see it. It's creeping through the cracks.
It's finally happened. Like Father Time is finally catching up to him, and it's crazy because
he'll be fine.
No, he's fine. He's still averaging 20 something, but like he's had a handful of games this season where he's like 3 of 15 from the floor. And one of them just happened recently. And I'm like, oh, this is what a really bad LeBron James game finally looks like. So
yeah, well, I think it'll be fine come playoffs if the Lakers are in there, which I expect them to be. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this Knicks Happy Hour. This Zoom is about to end. I don't feel like starting another one. My mouth kind of hurts because I'm going to have to go get my wisdom teeth out probably, which, well, frankly, I'd rather get hit by a city bus. So hopefully that happens, so I don't have to get my wisdom teeth out. No, I'm kidding. Do not jump in front of city buses. I should elaborate. Do not do that. Don't joke about that. It's bad for business. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed.